guys, it's Stephanie Mitchell here. I'm an online marketing coach for independent beauty pros, and today I am chatting with Graydon from ForeverBooked. Graydon helps med spa owners to sell luxury, high-priced packages to new clients using some really cool marketing funnels. So whether you have a med spa or whether you're an esthetician or a different kind of beauty professional, you've probably wondered before, how do I reach new clients and how do I sell some of my maybe more luxury packages to new clients? Whether that is laser hair removal or hair extensions, or there's so many more high-priced things that you're thinking like, do new clients even want this? Like, how can I advertise it to them? Graden is a specialist. He helps you to create 3 steps in your business that will help you to get a cash injection, to advertise new packages to clients that are really exciting, and also to advertise with Facebook and Instagram ads in order to convert new clients to these luxury packages. He's got a marketing funnel that is so smart, and he's also going to talk about sales psychology, how to reach people on the phone, how to overcome your fears in selling. So much good stuff. I'm so excited. So let's jump into my interview with Graydon. Graydon, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. I'm so excited to chat with you all about marketing and sales and all of that inside of the med spa industry.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for bringing me on. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we just found out when we were chatting beforehand that, Graydon actually is from Ontario. He's from this like small town that my grandparents live in, and now he's in Colombia. It's so cool that you're able to, well, first of all, it's cool that we've got that connection, but also cool that you're able to like travel the world and work online and help med spa owners from Colombia right now.
Yeah, it's really cool. We got clients. We don't have any clients in Colombia, but we got clients like all across the United States and Canada. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so tell us a little bit about you, how you got started in the beauty industry, and your business, ForeverBooked.
So I got into this industry. Interestingly enough, my dad runs a med spa. So like since a young age, I've been around his business. I used to like be his janitor, so I'd be like after schools cleaning up his med spa. And like my dad it's funny because he's a doctor, but he's like more interested in the marketing side than the clinical side, which is pretty uncommon for a lot of doctors. So that really rubbed off on me, and from a young age, like he just got me interested in entrepreneurship, and I started off my career in entrepreneurship, building websites actually. So I was building a lot of websites when I was in high school for local businesses. And then I went to university at Queen's University in Kingston. I took commerce at university. And then when I graduated, I was like, well, I don't really want to get a job. So I moved back home, parents' basement, and started ForeverBooked. So that's when I started a marketing agency. I was working with all different types of businesses. Then after a while, I was like, well, I'm just going to specialize in med spas because I started running some Facebook campaigns for my dad's clinic and it was blowing up his clinic. So it just made sense at that point to really specialize. And now, almost 4.5 years later, we got 67 clients that we work with right now, all medical spas across the United States and Canada.
That's so cool. So what kind of stuff do you do for these med spas?
So we do everything. Like there's so many things you can do under the whole marketing umbrella. You can do social media, you can do posting, organic content, you can do email marketing, websites, SEO. There's so many different things. And our strategy has just been to focus on a very few set of strategies that move the needle the most. Because we believe that instead of trying to do everything, a lot of marketing agencies, they try to do everything and then end up accomplishing very little because all these things, it's hard to bring clients a lot of the time. So what we do is we focus on a few things that deliver really good results. The first thing we focus on when we work with a new clinic is to always leverage their existing assets. So whenever you're endeavoring in new marketing, you should always look to your existing assets because that's where you can get the quickest wins. And one of the biggest asset that clinics have is their own customer database. So when we first work with a clinic, we have a really cool way to reach out to their database one-on-one through text message. So we have a team called the Patient Concierge. They'll reach out to their customer database, and it reactivates a bunch of people and gets the clinic a bunch of instant sales.
Right.
So we do that. We also help them with the packaging and pricing. So another really, leveraged way that we can help a clinic is to simply adjust the way that they're presenting what they're already offering. So, a lot of these clinics have all these expensive procedures, but they're never told how to best present those procedures, package them, and price them to get to sell them for the highest price and ultimately get the people the best results. So we do a lot of work with reorganizing and repackaging their procedures as well.
Right.
And then we also run ads for them. So we run social media ads, we'll generate new appointments coming in, and then we'll use, we actually have a really good sales training to help them sell people on those packages once they come in. So we don't do a ton of things, but everything we're focused is around bringing more people into the practice, helping them sell those people, and it's just essentially to increase their revenues month after month and help them grow.
Yeah, I love that. So those three things, they are reaching out to your existing database, restructuring your packages and your pricing and all of that, and then reaching new leads and turning them into clients. Can you tell us a little bit about I guess 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand, like restructuring your packages and pricing and then reaching out to your existing database with those packages. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about how that works? What kind of big changes do you make? And I'd love to hear more about how that part works.
Yeah, that's a good question because we actually do the restructuring of packages before reaching out to their database.
Yeah.
Because if we reach out to their database with a crappy offer, we can get very good results. So what we first do when we first work with a client is our team will take stock of all the business they have. We'll research their treatments on their website. And then we have a huge library database of previous proven packages that have already been vetted and worked for other clinics. So we'll kind of cross-reference that database with what they offer. Mm-hmm. And then we have an offer calculator spreadsheet that we use. We get on a call with the client, a Zoom call, and we'll together enter all the procedures in the spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet will kick out any discounts that we're offering, final pricing. And then once we're happy with the structure of the offer, we'll send it over to our graphic design team. And our graphic design team will actually create these really cool PDFs that they can print out that display the packages.
Yeah.
So once they get all that done, we're ready to start sending the packages out to their clients.
Yeah. Can you give us an example of something that you've done maybe for a past client that has been really exciting and cool and did really well?
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of layering treatments on top of each other. So in aesthetics, it's called combination therapy. It probably has a couple of other different names. But you get much better results when you can combine different treatments. So for example, some treatments treat the top layer of the skin, where other treatments go deeper and treat the middle and bottom layers of the skin. So if you can layer treatments on top of each other, you can get really good results. And if you combine those treatments same day, you can deliver these treatments in a more efficient manner, and the person doesn't have to come visit the clinic as many times.
Right.
So an example of that could be some people, there's lots of superficials, right? So I've seen this, some clinics, of course it depends on the esthetician because you have to be careful combining the treatments because you don't want to burn the skin or anything. Mm-hmm. But I have seen some clinics, what they'll do is they'll combine IPL with some sort of superficial or a light facial on the face. So you do IPL, and then some people may combine that with Oxygeneo. It's just another superficial machine that they have in these med spas. And to do that, you can really improve the skin texture while also addressing pigmentation and things like that.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll put together usually a series of 3. So it'll be 3 visits. On each visit, you're going to get, treatment A combined with treatment B. They combine together to kind of give synergistic results. And over those 3 visits, it's going to be kind of like a 9-week boot camp or something like that. So we'll sell this boot camp that's going to get these clients some really good results over a period of time.
That's so cool. So these are a bigger, more luxury, high price packages. Do you find that there's a sweet spot for pricing that works really well?
Yeah. So we've just done this so many, we've tried so many different things. So one strategy you can use with your activation campaigns, you can just offer something that's really inexpensive and to get someone in for the consultation. Mm-hmm. So for example, you could offer someone a $97 introductory treatment and combine it with a consultation. That way you're going to get a lot of volume. You're going to get a lot of people in for consultations and lots of chances to upgrade them to another higher package. But a lot of our clients, like, they have such a big database that if we did that, like, there'd just be so much volume. They would rather have a lower volume of more qualified clients coming in. So in that case, what we'll do is we will sell them. We'll actually text them the package that's worth $1,000, and then we'll combine that with a consultation too.
Right.
So you can kind of think of that as like a super, super qualified consultation. Someone's coming in, they've already agreed to $1,000 package, but then you bring them in for a consultation first, and then we'll help them put together like higher ticket $2,000 or like a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 package. So when someone comes in, they may just go with a $1,000 package, or they may upgrade to a more like higher level package.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a good strategy.
Yeah.
So I saw on your website that you guys call that's the booster shot, right? It's like bringing in a bunch of cash from your existing clients. You don't have to go out and find new leads and all of that. And then, your clients have more money to work with. And I think you said the next step is you actually go out and start doing advertising and reaching new leads, which I love talking about. I love talking about Facebook and Instagram ads. So can you tell us a little bit about like how, because you work with tons of med spas, you're very specialized in this, like what do you see working really well for Facebook and Instagram ads these days with your clients? Because like so many things have changed with advertising. I'm just curious, like what kind of things are working?
Yeah, so I rarely talk about strategies like with like targeting or what buttons to click on Facebook, because I think that's getting less and less important.
Yeah.
What is the most important from our experience is always the offer. Like it always comes down to the offer that you create. The offer, in my experience, you can look at it like a triangle in terms of like things that are most important being the bottom, the base, like the offers, the middle, the bottom. And then you have like images. I would say your creative's probably in the middle.
Yeah.
And then your copy is the top. And then the targeting, in my opinion, for local marketing, like the target isn't as important.
Yeah, so, well, also because like Facebook and Instagram just do so much of that automatically for you. They know so much about people. They can just target people automatically. Yeah,
so a lot of big misconceptions is like, okay, I want the highest qualified, most qualified people, so I want to target people that are making like $100K a month, those or $100K a year, like those income brackets. But what happens is you just restrict your audience to such a small size that your campaigns don't last. So the most important thing, and how I like to frame Facebook ads with clients, is ultimately the goal, at least with a medical spa, to bring people in for a consultation. Because based on that consultation, you're going to educate them, you're going to build the value of what you have to offer, and you're going to put together a package. And that's how you sell packages, with consultation. Right. But if you just advertise a consultation, like no one's going to take you up on that offer because it's not exciting. And new patients are frankly kind of scared of consultations. They know they're just thinking, oh, I'm going to be sold something.
Right.
The other end of the spectrum is if you advertise like a really low barrier treatment, like you advertise a really good discount on introductory treatment, that will bring a lot of people in. But if you just bring them in and do the treatment, they leave, nothing's going to happen. So the approach you want to take is a hybrid approach where you offer an introductory treatment that happens to contain a consultation afterwards. So what we'll do is maybe we'll offer like, we actually use a $97 price point as the ideal price point that we found. We'll try to build up the value. So we'll say, okay, during this introductory visit, maybe you'll get an intro IPL, you'll get a skin analysis, you'll get a consultation, and we really build up the value of that first appointment. You offer it for $97. Someone's going to come in, you do the intro treatment, and then you do the consultation afterwards.
Oh yeah,
so
awesome.
So that way people they're excited to come in because they're getting a treatment. People are more excited to get a treatment than a consultation. And since they're paying for the treatment, it's also a lot easier to get prepayment over the phone. So you can get the person on the phone, you can collect the full prepayment for that treatment so it'll actually show up. And then you also have an opportunity to educate them during that visit and upgrade them to a higher level package. Yeah. So that's the strategy that we use for new clients.
Yeah, I love that. So are you upfront, like when you advertise it, are you upfront with the fact that included in this is also a consultation so they don't feel like you're like spraying it on them kind of thing?
Yeah, it's that. We like to reframe, like even when we're using the word consultation, it's better to use other verbiage. So if you have a skin analysis machine, that's really good. So if you can say you're gonna get a skin analysis or some sort of like strategy session or some sort of
Mm-hmm.
like roadmap, it's like wording is really important. It's all about differentiating what you offer, right? So
Yeah.
you want to get away from the words that other people are using and create your own verbiage for your clinic.
Yeah.
And then it's also really important on the phone. When you get them on the phone, we have a script where you set the expectations during the phone. So if
Right.
you're getting on the phone and it's all about the intro treatment, might get a bit surprised that there's going to be a consultation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make the phone call about, look, this is going to be an educational session and we want to make it exciting for you to come by including a treatment, if you frame it that way, you'll get much better results.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So before we talk about like those kind of like strategies with the leads and the sales part of it, going back to like Facebook and Instagram ads. So we were talking about like kind of like the pyramid. The foundation is the offer. It's like it has to be really, really good. So it's not, you're not selling them a consultation. You're selling them, a package that is something they really want, and talking about how you're also going to do like a skin analysis or a roadmap or that kind of thing afterwards. I love that. I love the $97 price point because too high and people don't know you yet. They don't necessarily trust you. They're not ready to like, dish out $1,000, but too low is just, it's the barrier to entry is, I guess, just too low.
Yeah.
The middle part you said is like the visual and the creative and the, I was just curious, like the way that I teach for my students is we do a lot of videos. Do you find that videos tend to convert really well?
Yeah. Pretty much all our stuff is video.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
being able to like show what you're doing, introduce the team members, really give like a lot of clear instructions. Do you find that you and your clients kind of like have to deal with, especially with skin treatments, making sure that your ads get approved without showing like before and afters and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's not too bad. We don't really use before and afters. What we'll do, also don't use that many videos of like people talking or anything. Not saying that doesn't work. It's just that that's another thing we need to get our clients to do. Some of them don't want to do that. It's also going to delay the time that it takes for us to launch the campaigns.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
we
People
have
are
our own.
nervous to get on video.
Exactly. Lots of people don't want to get on video as well. So
Yeah.
we have a big library that we'll use, and I like to use this analogy. So if you see an ad for something like a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, like the magic eraser is going over the countertop, and you can clearly see where it was dirty, and it's clean where the magic eraser went, right? So that's an example of an instant result that's being demonstrated in the video. And the ads that work best for skin treatments are things that accomplish the same thing.
Yeah.
So for an example, like something that carbon laser peel where they put the carbon over your face and then they zap it off, that's a terrific visual because
Yeah.
people they can see it working, right? Another thing like dermaplaning where you're going over the skin and it gets clean over after. So really close up videos like that show that happening really capture people's attention. Another thing I've noticed that like whenever you use these lasers that flash, like IPL, the flashing actually like stop. We've noticed this. The flashing will stop people in their scroll.
Yeah.
So just little things like that. Anything that really captures people's attention looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna stop them.
Yeah, I love that. Like, for example, if you're like watching like a hydrofacial and you can see like all the gunk that's like coming out of the skin, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's so
exactly.
satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome. Okay, so the strategy that you and your team use is to build up a database of leads that your clients can reach out to, or you reach out. Who reaches out to the leads? You guys or the clients, like the med spa owners?
We do. So our concierge team will basically like people go through the funnel, they opt in, they claim their promotion, and they have an option to book a kickoff call on the next page. But if they don't book, our team will start following up. Our team will start texting that lead over the next couple of days to get them on that call.
Okay, got it. So,
Yeah.
and I guess the next part is like, okay, what do I say on that call? I mean, your team is like totally trained for it. You guys are experts. You know exactly what to say.
Yeah.
If someone is kind of, they don't know what to say, they're nervous on the phone, like what kind of things do you find are helpful to actually convert that person from a lead into like that first appointment?
Yeah, so with our system, it's pretty cool because we conversate. We'll actually ask the lead questions like, what part of your skin or your complexion are you looking to improve? So when they respond to that, our team, our med spas can go in and scroll up and see the context of that conversation. So it kind of gives them some fodder to talk about during the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
But on that phone call, like it's just basic, it's just phone sales, right? And really understand basically how it goes, and this is how you want to treat any sale really, is you just call them and say, hey, I noticed you reached out to us because you're interested in improving your skin. You don't even have to say the treatment that they opted in for. You want to make it like with these, whenever you're advertising like a treatment as a hook to bring them in, you never want to make it about the treatment because the treatment doesn't really matter. It's more that they want to improve their skin, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we want to do. So you say, hey, saw you looking to improve improve your skin. And then basically the first part is just gonna be discovering if that person has a problem and what their problem is. I would say the best attribute that someone can have on a sales call is just genuine curiosity.
Yeah.
You don't want to treat this like I need to sell this person. The goal going into the conversation is I wanted to discover, what this person's problem is and if we can help them. And so that should be your mindset going in, to really understand their problems. Figure out what their goals are too. Like what do you want your skin to look like in 6 months, 12 months time? And then once you understand that they have a problem and you're confident you can help them, you just bring them to the next logical step. So you say, hey, well, that's great. We've got lots of clients like you. I'm even thinking of a bunch of clients we've helped out in your exact situation.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to get started here would just be come in, you can try out this really cool introductory treatment that we have, or we combine that with an analysis. So not only are you going to try out a treatment, it's going to be a super fun appointment. You're going to learn all about your skin. And at the end, you're going to have a clear roadmap for what to do next. And then you just book the person in.
Yeah.
Very natural.
Yeah, I love that. It's all about asking those questions and putting the focus more on them versus like, oh my gosh, I need to sell this thing. Like they need to book an appointment, all of that stuff. And like not all leads convert into appointments. What do you do? What do you recommend that they do with, those leads who opted in, said that they were interested, but didn't end up like sealing the deal and booking? Do you like add them to your email list? Do you keep in touch with them? What do you do?
Yeah, we'll just keep on our list. So the cool thing about the booster shot is we can run this campaign about every 60 days. So if they don't convert, they just mark them as lost in our software. It tells us that this person is not interested. But the next time we run a booster shot, maybe they will be interested in the future. So it's not gone forever, but we do have a chance to follow up with that person in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who is kind of like, oh, I think I need something like this, the services that you provide, or, to essentially start advertising myself, following up with leads, that kind of thing. But they're really nervous. Maybe they're nervous to get on video. Maybe they're nervous to like pick up the phone and call people. I find that we like doing things online because it feels less scary. But then once we actually have to start putting ourselves out there and like calling people and stuff, it's really nerve-wracking. So like, what would you say to someone who likes the idea of this, but they're just kind of nervous?
I would say the first thing is to make sure that you don't have any bad beliefs around sales that are holding you back.
Yeah.
So a common misconception or a common bad belief people have around sales, that sales is bad, sales is evil. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the mainstream narrative around sales because we have the sleazy car salesman and all that. But the way I look at sales is if you truly conditional on the fact that if you truly believe that what you do helps people, and if you're truly confident that if someone has a problem, you can help them with that problem, it's like you almost have a moral obligation to do everything, like to use all the tools in your tool belt to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So if you have that belief and you truly believe in what you do helps people, then you shouldn't feel bad going out of your way and really working hard to sell people. So that belief, if you have that belief, if you believe that selling is bad and you feel pushy all the time, that's going to stop you from doing any of this stuff. So you have to fix your beliefs around sales first. And then the second thing I would say is just that, getting on the phone and all that, it's a good thing that people are generally worried about that, because that's just another barrier of entry, right? Whenever you do something and it's hard, just realize that like once I get over this, I'm gonna pass another wave where there's gonna be less competition.
Yeah.
Because all the people who are afraid to do that haven't done that.
Yeah.
So that's like, for example, like if you want to start up a business in e-commerce, that is an extremely competitive thing because people that start e-commerce businesses, the barrier of entry is very low and they don't have to speak to anyone on the phone.
Yeah.
So those are people that could just be like extreme nerds who just obsess with this stuff all the time and are so good at e-commerce. But if you also add in a sales aspect and you're willing to talk to people over the phone, you're going to surpass all those people that weren't willing to do that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. It's like if you can combine technical skills with selling, you just enter like a new echelon of people with those two skill sets. So that's another thing to think about.
That is such a good way of looking at it. Like the more difficult it is for you psychologically to like pass that barrier and do something that's really uncomfortable. Think about all those thousands and thousands of business owners who are just not doing it because they're kind of scared to. That puts you in like a new category, and that gives you like a different kind of connection. I think probably the reason that you guys recommend the phone so much is because you do get to hear the person's voice and it kind of creates that instant trust with people.
Exactly. So yeah, if you're scared, be like, this is good because it means other people are scared too.
Yeah.
And if I overcome this, then there's going to be less competition at this level.
Yeah.
And another thing I would say, a lot of clinic owners in a perfect world, you could just run an ad and have everyone go to an online order form where they would just buy your most expensive package right there. But the fact is, like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So even for someone coming in new, some clinics may be able to get away with them purchasing like a really low price thing online up front, but that also requires you to have an existing reputation in the area.
Mm-hmm.
If you're brand new and you don't have any reputation, you don't have any Google reviews, and you don't have that trust already built out, you need to get people on the phone. That's how you're gonna develop that trust. You need to get people on the phone.
Absolutely. Do you find that like phone sales work better with like different kinds of demographics? Like I've had some of my students tell me like, my clients are older, they don't want to book online, they want to book on the phone. Or, oh, my clients are younger, they hate the phone, like they're terrified of it, they want to book online.
I would say people aren't necessarily scared of the phone. People just don't want people to call them out of the blue.
Right.
Like that. But with our system, it's a hybrid. People love to text, but you're not going to get much accomplished over text because you can't really develop a connection over text.
Yeah.
But texting is a perfect way to set up a phone call so the phone call isn't out of the blue. Mm-hmm. So the best hybrid approach we found that works for young and old people is to use text to get someone on a phone call and then make sure that phone call is scheduled and they know it's coming. Right. And that way it works for young people and old people.
Oh, that's a good idea. So kind of like once you get their contact information, just be like, hey, this is Stephanie, from this business. Would you be free for me to call you like this afternoon to, set an appointment or, talk about your skin concerns or something like that?
Yeah, you want to use both. Like you can either schedule it out. We schedule it out because it's an easier experience for our clients. But, if you have someone if you say, hey, you free for a call right now? They say yes, you can just give them a quick call. Yeah. But the combination of texting and calling, like that's what you want to use. It's the hybrid approach.
Yeah. So that you know who's going to be calling you. So it's not just this random number as well. That totally makes sense. Exactly. I love that. So if someone loves this idea and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but I don't want to do it by myself. Like I feel like I need Graydon's support on this. How does it work to work with ForeverBooked?
Yeah, so if you're a med spa and you want some help with this and you want to skip the trial and error of doing this yourself, you can just go to my website. If you go to ForeverBooked.com, there's a case study link. You can click the link and you can opt in for a case study to watch, more in detail how our service works and then a bunch of examples of other clinics having success with it. If someone's interested, they book a strategy session with me. So we'll get on the phone. I'll really dive in deep into their business, like understand it in depth, and just truly find out if we can help you. And if we can help, we have this program called the 8-week More Patients in Packages program. So we are like the idea is to work with clinics long term. We have clients that have been in this for years, but to start off, we do this first 8-week program just to show them that we're legit and that we know what we're doing. And then inside that 8-week program, it's gonna be like this accelerator where we're going to do all the things I mentioned in this video to get you some really good initial results. And then after that is complete, we'll work together on like a 6 to 12 month period. And that's how we'll get you to like your actual results that you want to get.
Yeah.
So we get you like some initial results for that first 8 weeks, and then we'll continue long-term after that.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's kind of like the packages that you're talking about that you do with your clients.
Literally.
It's that introductory, and then, then it's the long-term, like working together. So that's really cool.
Exactly. It's all the same, right? We use the exact same sales strategies that we teach our clients.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting, Graydon. I've learned so much, and I know that probably so many people who are watching, whether they've got a med spa or they're an esthetician or even, other types of beauty professionals and salons and spas, there's so much to learn from this. So thank you for sharing your time and your knowledge with us.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now.